Welcome back to Bug Engineering. So in my travels, I've picked up a few, these are called leaf cutter, leaf cutter bees nests. That's what it is. Leaf cutter bees nests. And these were all cut by the particular bee, and then he flies them in and builds his little nest. So by day in construction, come across these in the siding of old houses. If we're remodeling, they build them in the ground. And this one's been around for a while. And so it's about the size, so it's just disintegrating, of a pencil lead. This particular one was a single nest, and I do these videos so that kids can see a close-up. There he is right there. Detailed view. And this must be pollen or something that the mother bee has left. Yeah, see how it's kind of yellow? For the bee to feed on. But I come across these in our construction job often. They're in the ground. They make them in wood piles, make them in siding. I'll show you more details. This one here, even though, this is very interesting, so pay attention. Even though this one's like 6 months old, the leaf has not changed color. It is still green. And once again, we have that little bit at the bottom, a little bit of pollen that the mother bee has left the baby bee. And so now towards the inside, we're getting to some of that where you would think the leaf would have turned color a long time ago. And there is more of the pollen. My fingers are fat and stubby. Oh, look at that. There's some kind of other bug living in there. That's not the bee. That's some kind of something else living in that cocoon. And he's not living anymore. So that looks like bee pollen that whatever that other bug was living on. The previous bee, the larva, he was all dried out. So, you know, I probably killed a good bee from time to time, and that I do apologize for. But if I had a microscope, I would look at the edge. Sorry if that's out of focus. I would look at the edge of this leaf and see that the bee cut the leaves very carefully. Then he flew them in to the nest area, whether it's in the siding or wood pile or the ground, and tucked them into a nice, neat little cocoon. So here is one that we found in siding. So use the channel of the siding to build his nest. So he's all dried out now. There's a couple more of those little larva things. Those aren't bees, but I know This is a leaf-cutter bee. So somebody has taken over his nest. And that might be what these other holes here are, because you see that hole? Maybe that's those larva bugs that have chewed through the nest, and maybe they're killing the bee, or maybe they're after the pollen. Like one of the other bug engineering videos I made, powder post beetles. Yeah, there's some more of them. Wow, there's a whole nest of them. Those little teeny larva things. I hope I'm keeping this in focus. It doesn't look like they're alive. But I've always wondered if the bee is building these nests, you know, how do they hatch out? How long does it take? Are they just doing this for the winter months? Yeah, there's some more of that. Do they, I mean, you'd think in the summertime they're out busy collecting pollen and doing what bees do. But is this a way for them to hibernate during the winter? This was another one that was found in the sighting. This is a different colored leaf, but they're all about the same size, all made by the leaf cutter bee, and all flown in and engineered and fit together for the sole purpose of laying eggs. And then the bees hatch, I guess, in the springtime. There's a cross section of it. So leaf cutter bees. Here's, hold on, stand by, wait for it. So there's some perfect ones. And once again, these are about months old, and they've been in the container, but you would think once they were cut, they would start turning color and dying. So whatever the bee has done might prevent that from them turning brown and completely dying. I mean, they're dead, but so if you're trying to do a lab experiment in your class or some kind of science, don't forget about bug engineering. I've collected these up and wanted to show kids a close view of what leafcutter bees can do. And this one here is a piece of siding, and if you look close, they're about a ½ inch. So yeah, about a ½ inch. Each little section, each little cocoon is about, so he used the siding as a little channel to engineer his bees' nest. So these are leaf cutter bees. He's packed in the leaves, cut them, flown them in, packed them, laid eggs, and hopefully the bees, you know, in theory, this one they didn't. But there is a mark right there. You can see that. See how they've chewed that out? So I'm thinking that when this one hatched, he chewed his way out to escape. So it's all about the percentages. So this is more bug engineering videos. Also, if you're interested, look up biomimicry and what that is. There's always good reports to do about biomimicry. This is just my way of supporting the science, technology, engineering, and art of usually called STEM or STEAM, and just what my way to share with kids a close-up view of bugs. Thank you.